Ow! Hands behind your back.
Ask him anything. All right. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back now.
Stop. Not hard. Hit the in your back.
Disturbing assault in a dorm elevator, the Christopher Campbell case. Regrettably, some genuine predators hide in plain sight. Body cam footage reveals what happens when law enforcement confronts their reprehensible actions. Today, we'll examine 4 cases of individuals whose disturbing behavior will send shivers down your spine. Let's begin with an incident that occurred on November 6, 2022. Police were called to Daniels Hall, a dormitory at the University of Cincinnati, in response to a report of a male assailant attacking a female student in an elevator. Is everyone okay here? Were you involved in an altercation? Yes, I was. He's inside. The caller informed police that a man in a UC sweatshirt had been harassing a woman in a black t-shirt. He attempted to grab her as she tried to exit the elevator, and she cried out for help. A bystander intervened and confronted the aggressor, telling him to back off. Upon arrival, officers quickly engaged with witnesses, including the individual who stepped in to defend the victim. The eyewitness described how the suspect attempted to forcibly restrain the woman, prompting her to scream for help. She was shouting, "Help me! Help me!" So I stepped in and told him to stop, the witness explained. The assailant then turned his aggression toward the witnesses, striking them and taking them to the ground. I bit his hand to make him let go of me, they recounted. Meanwhile, inside the dorm, police apprehended the suspect. The officers firmly instructed him to comply. "You are not free to leave, sir. Sit over here." "Down! Get down now! Hands behind your back!" Despite resistance, the officers subdued him. Outside, the victim provided a chilling account of what happened. He grabbed the back of my shirt and tried to drag me out of the elevator, saying, "You're coming to floor 3 with me." When I refused, he hit me in the face and head. The victim chose not to seek medical attention, but expressed her desire to press charges. The witness who intervened also stated their intent to file charges, saying, "He attacked both her and me. I had to act." The suspect, identified as 18-year-old Christopher Campbell, was arrested and placed in a police vehicle. While being transported, he displayed erratic behavior, even attempting to bite an officer. "If you try to bite me again, additional charges will be filed," the officer warned. Despite the distressing ordeal, the witness gave a detailed account of the incident. "I saw him pulling her back, and she was crying for help. When I intervened, he hit me multiple times. He grabbed my face, and I bit his hand in self-defense. Even after that, he continued to attack." Both the victim and the Good Samaritan commended the police for their swift response, ensuring the suspect was held accountable for his actions. Amusement park. Horror. The Wesley Crowes incident. At a bustling amusement park filled with families and thrill seekers, an unsettling incident unfolded that left visitors shaken. On June 10, 2023, officers responded to reports of a man who had allegedly groped individuals, including a minor, while in line for the Raptor roller coaster. The suspect, identified as 30-year-old Wesley Crowes, faced swift questioning and subsequent charges after witnesses and victims recounted his actions. The initial reports and police response. The first reports to police painted a troubling picture of inappropriate behavior. A man claimed that Crowes invaded his personal space, caressing his torso and hips without consent. When confronted, Crowes allegedly escalated the situation by punching the man in the nose. Adding to the distress, the man's girlfriend also reported that Crowes had pressed his buttocks against her inappropriately while standing in line. Officers acted promptly, positioning themselves near the Raptor ride's exit to identify and question the suspect. Body cam footage captured the officers scanning the crowd as parkgoers exited the ride. "The one that fits the description is on the left train," an officer noted, directing attention to Crowes as he approached. The confrontation. Once Crowes was stopped, officers began their line of questioning. "Sir, were you involved in an altercation downstairs? one officer asked. Crows appeared confused and denied any involvement in a confrontation. He maintained his innocence, repeatedly stating that he had not engaged in any disputes or inappropriate conduct. Despite his denials, the officers confirmed his identity based on witness accounts and detained him for further investigation. Crows complied, as officers verified details and asked for his identification. The discovery of an outstanding warrant. During routine checks, officers uncovered an outstanding warrant for Crows issued in Richland County. The warrant stemmed from a failure to appear in court for sentencing on drug-related charges. Officers explained the situation, making it clear that Crows would need to address the warrant with the appropriate authorities. "A warrant's a warrant," an officer told him matter-of-factly. "You've got to go speak to the judge." Crows seemed frustrated, claiming he was unaware of the warrant and protesting his innocence. However, the officers followed protocol, preparing to transport him to the county jail while awaiting further instructions from Richland County. Arrest and immediate action. Despite Crow's denial of all accusations, the combination of witness statements, the photograph provided by the 16-year-old, and the severity of the allegations left officers with no choice but to arrest him. "Go ahead and place your hands behind your back for me," one officer instructed. Crows was taken into custody and transported to Erie County Jail, where arrangements were made for his transfer to Richland County to address the outstanding warrant. Chaotic Walmart chase. The Nathan Jefferson incident. Officers in Florida were dispatched to a local Walmart following reports of a man allegedly engaging in inappropriate and disruptive behavior around other shoppers. Witnesses described his actions as lewd and offensive, prompting store employees to contact law enforcement. Upon arriving at the scene, officers located the individual and attempted to make contact. However, the man, later identified as Nathan Jefferson, immediately fled, initiating a foot chase through the store and its surrounding areas. The chase was chaotic, with the man knocking over merchandise and startling shoppers as he maneuvered through aisles and exits in an attempt to escape. Officers pursued him, ultimately using immobilization techniques to apprehend him. Even after being restrained, the suspect made several attempts to break free, further escalating the situation. Additional officers arrived on the scene to assist, ensuring the man was securely detained before transporting him to Walmart's in-store police station for processing. While temporarily held, officers informed the man of the charges against him, including resisting arrest, fleeing law enforcement, and engaging in lewd and lascivious behavior in a public setting. The man repeatedly denied the allegations, claiming he had done nothing wrong, despite witness statements and the circumstances of his apprehension. During questioning, the suspect began complaining of feeling unwell and demanded water multiple times. His behavior remained erratic as he alternated between insisting on water and attempting to justify his actions. Despite being restrained, he made several more attempts to resist, forcing officers to repeatedly subdue him. When asked to provide his identification, the man initially gave the name Nathan Jefferson, but refused to produce any form of ID. He also claimed he did not have a permanent residence, providing conflicting information about his date of birth and address. Officers became suspicious of his responses, noting the inconsistencies and suspecting he might be providing false information. The officer in charge warned him that continued dishonesty could result in additional charges, including obstruction, and that he would be booked as a John Doe if he failed to cooperate. After some time, the suspect relented and gave details that matched records, confirming his identity. With his identity established, officers read him his rights and further clarified the charges. They then sought an explanation for his actions that had caused such a disturbance. The man, however, struggled to provide a coherent answer, instead deflecting the accusations and claiming there was no specific reason for his behavior in the store. The officers reminded him of the seriousness of the charges and the potential consequences of his actions. Meanwhile, Walmart management began assessing the damage caused during the chase, as shelves were knocked over and items scattered across the store. Shoppers who had witnessed the incident expressed relief that the situation had been resolved, but remained shaken by the unexpected chaos. The incident underscored the challenges law enforcement faces in managing unpredictable situations in public spaces and the importance of swift action to ensure public safety. So, what are your thoughts on these chilling cases? Which moment left you the most stunned? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the share button for more gripping stories and updates.